Hello Taurus, welcome in. I'm Trace and you're watching my channel Earth Star. I'm bringing you some guidance now for the next 2 weeks of June, the last 2 weeks of June, and let's see what your oracle cards and tarot cards have to say for you. I hope you're doing well, Taurus. I hope everything is going well for you this month of June. Let's see what's coming through for you. And we have disruption. Interesting. I'm going to actually draw 2 cards for you, so let's see what that means. Right, disruption. What does disruption mean for you? And you've got messages. All right, so let's get these 2 cards here. I'm going to put them like that, and let's see what's coming up for you in your tarot cards. Now, disruption is usually a card to come through to say, you know, something needed to happen. Perhaps you are, yes, stable. You know, you are quite a stable sign. You know, you've got this peace, and you've got this you know, your healing power is usually around putting yourself back to grounding, putting yourself back to peace. You know, you help other people return to their breath and to steady themselves because of how calm you are and how stable and almost grounded you are. But, you know, you also have to have your own healing and your own sort of restoration. And simple joys and rhythms can bring you back to that. But let's see what's coming through here. What you need to focus on for the month, and you've got the Hanged Man, and then what you need, what you're stepping into, you've got the Knight of Wands, and your bottom of the deck you've got the King of Cups. So this is telling me that perhaps something is coming through. Now the message is a card to say when you are more conscious, when you are more conscious of what life is showing you around you, when you're more conscious of your connection to spirit. I know you are quite grounded, you know, you do like nature, you do like to go out, and the energy shows the abundance of nature can heal you, and that is quite a productive sign for you. Like, perhaps you like to go down to the beach, perhaps you like to walk in the forests, and that, because you're ruled by Venus, you like that beauty, you love that outside. And perhaps this disruption is maybe you haven't been able to do that for a while. Perhaps you've your favorite spot has been disrupted. Maybe there's a lot of tourists around where you live. This is interesting, Taurus, what's coming through for you, because what you need to focus on is actually looking around at something different. Now, the Hanged Man is a major arcana. It's the 12th card in the major arcana, and it's a sage where the Fool goes on his journey, and he's had enough. He's now needing to take time out. He's now needing to actually get back to his spirit, get back to his center, and see things differently, because it's just too much. So perhaps this disruption is saying to you, when you take the time out and you look for the messages and you connect back and you meditate, and you know, meditation doesn't have to be in the lotus position sitting on a beach somewhere, or you know, completely checking out. It can be actually walking on a beach, or it can be driving in your car and putting amazing music on, or there's all sorts of types of meditation. Meditation is when you are alone with yourself, and you're alone with you, when you can check out of your thoughts and you just feel the energy of who you are and connect to something higher than yourself. And I think that's what the further messages are coming through for you, because this is a pause card. So that's what you need to be focusing on now, is that pause card. And then when you've done that, this is a fast energy. This is now a fiery energy. The Knight of Wands is about getting out there and just perhaps even rescuing yourself. But the Knight of Wands is on a path of enthusiasm and energy and initiative. The Knight of Wands is that making things right and using your passions to get back on track. And you can see, look at, he's absolutely loving his company with his faithful dog there. He's out on the river in the nature, and I think that fits in so nicely with your message here, Taurus, because Spirit is giving you this disruption to say, hang on a minute. You can't be carrying on the way you are carrying on. It's just not healthy. It's not productive for you. And when you take that pause, then you'll feel the energy back. And you know, that is often, I say often on my channel, where you take that pause, where you're actually taking time out, you perhaps can forget about things that were so what's the word, demanding on you, because now you're not in the situation. You actually stepped out of it, you actually moved away from it a little bit, and that's very healing. You're not rushing around, you're restoring those simple things in your life, that simple natural rhythm of who you are. And then what Spirit has given you at the bottom of the deck is the King of Cups. Now he's connected to himself, he's connected to his environment, he's loving life, he's even got no shoes on, he's out there enjoying his life. And Taurus, it just feels like you need to get back to that a little bit. Perhaps you've lost that. Perhaps in this disruption card here, you've actually gone off track a little bit and feeling like the world is just heavy, heavy, heavy. And you know, this like a lightning bolt, you can see this lightning coming through here. It's the night sky. It's almost, it's not a nice place to feel. It's the unknown. And you know, that fear where you are right now, what this could be bringing in for you is that it's out of your hands. And you know, you don't want to get to a stage of your life where you have to have shocking changes. You know, you want to be able to maybe be more in line with yourself, and not have to plan something completely unscheduled in your life. So I think this is what Spirit wants you to do here with this time out. And then your feather card. Something is just saying to me, go back to these cards. And this feather card here is, it's almost like a divine, these two cards here together, your hangman and your feather card, is almost like a divine special time away from the world, connecting with Spirit, as I said. And I think that's where you'll see, okay, this is the path for me. And then you'll pay attention to different messages. And I think in that presence, you can regather. Yeah, I need this beautiful green here. It's back to your heart center. And that's what you've been given here in this King of Cups card, about getting back to your heart center. It feels like there's just too much going on in your head. Right, Taurus. I'm going to go to your third card here, which is my Moonology card. What does Spirit want you to know in the next 2 weeks? Taurus. What is the energy for Taurus? And we have a fiery climax approaches. Hold on one sec. Sorry, Taurus, I had to cough there. I had to put the video on pause because I had to cough. Something was getting stuck in my throat. And your bottom of the deck, you've got a win-win outcome is forecast. Okay, so let's put those here. Now, this shows me that something in your life, okay, something needs to happen, because the fiery climax is something that has been brewing. It's been brewing and brewing and brewing, and Spirit wants you to focus on what it is that is breaking down your life. And that is when you find more the energy to go forward, the message is going forward. And the Knight of Cups is also a very interesting energy for you as well. So I think this win-win forecast is the Knight of Cups energy, and your King of Cups here. Sorry, I said Knight of Cups, I meant Knight of Wands. Because he's bold energy, he's focused, he's on track, proactive. This is definitely revolves around being free and just being out there and finding your freedom, and then your win-win forecast. So let's just round your whole energy up here now. I think when you see that there's just too much around you, that there's been a bit of a tug of war, and you know, this eventually you say, okay, enough is enough, and you know, you can be a little bit more assertive in your own life here when you take time out. I think this is definitely coming up for you to say that your emotions can run a little bit too high here, and the King of Cups is bringing that back down. Spirit is saying when you've done everything, the suggestions that we gave you, everything can get back to normal, and a win-win is forecast for you. And you know, this is also quite nice because it's a Libra, and Libra is about harmony. Libra is about partnership, and maybe even falling in love with your life again. And I think with that kind of suggestion here is it's starting something that you've needed for a long time, Taurus. The King of Cups is giving you that letting go, which is letting go of what you've been holding on to, letting go of this disruption, letting go of the stuck energy that's been feeling. So no matter what you do here in the next 2 weeks, I think it's going to balance you out, and whatever dramas and upsets you've had, but maybe with partners or maybe with the job, it's going to bring definitely negotiations easier for you. And this win-win is the best outcome that you can look for. Look after yourself now, and I think maybe just get yourself into the zone of maybe doing something special for yourself. Go and get a makeover, or just see yourself differently and fall in love with yourself again, fall in love with your life again. And that's what the King of Cups is. So, gosh, goodness me, Taurus, that's quite a hectic message, but I think it's definitely positive. You're definitely finding yourself again, and you're definitely finding your passion again. So I'm sending you so much love. Let me know how it's going, Taurus. I'd love to know, and keep grounded. Lots of love to you. I'll chat to you soon.